debating about whether or not you should warm up your car. Because they say it's going to warp your pistons or bend your rings or mess up the oil viscosity or so. I don't know what they're talking about. I just want to point out, I warm up my car when it's cold, not because I'm worried about my engine, because I'm worried about my butt. I want to freeze when I'm driving my car. Okay. Stay warm. Have a super freaking awesome day and stuff. Okay, bye. Hey, did you set New Year's resolutions and already you've failed horribly? And now you feel terrible because you set some goals for yourself and then you're going to accomplish them? Well, hey, just remember, you didn't fail, you failed at setting up your goals is what you did. What you need to do is just... What you need to do is do some stuff that it's easier to do, easy stuff, and then build on it, and then give yourself some slack, because, and if you feel like people say, oh, I'm a failure, nobody's paying attention. No one cares. You can just start over. No one. It's not like the universe is keeping a score. So it's like, oh, look, they were trying to give up drinking soda pop and eating McDonald's. And day 5, they quit and went and ate four Big Macs. No one cares. You just go, okay, well, I'll just try again. I'll go to the gym or something. Okay. Just know that you're not a complete failure. And if you were, we still love you anyway. Okay. Have a super freaking awesome day and stuff. Okay, bye.
Goodbye. Hello. It is Mornings with the Dred. I'm OSB Dreads. I normally am accompanied by Kelly Tutrill from the Trill Crime Show that I do, and sometimes Bobby Tutrill. I don't think Bobby's been on the morning show, and sometimes Mrs. Dreads. But as luck would have it, I'm flying solo today. Mrs. Dreads is waiting on some people to come by. Of course, in the midst of this Arctic weather that most of us are going through, our furnace goes out. So it is, let's see what the old phone says. The phone says 10 degrees, feels like -7. And we're working with a space heater. So waiting for some people to come over. Mr. Dreads may be able to hop on. We're not sure. The HVAC guy should be here about afternoon sometimes. Stay warm out there, guys. I got some off the wall, some crazy friggin' stories that I found last night. Surfing the web for this show. And but I think the biggest story right now, in my opinion, has to be this Arctic weather that everyone is, most people, at least 68 million people, or so says this article. And I want to go through the article, but there is a little video that I want to show you here. About what we are expecting with this weather. Let's check this out. Let me get the volume up here.
We are at the midpoint of January, and boy, does it look and feel like it across much of the country. We've got winter weather advisories in place from New York City to Washington, D.C. to Boston as we head into this Tuesday morning, folks. Even some winter storm warnings around the D.C. and Baltimore areas where slippery travel going to be widespread to start your
They
day
say
on
about that,
Tuesday. Take
yeah.
a look at the snapshot. Tuesday morning, 8 a.m., we're going to have snow falling in much of Pennsylvania, New York State. There'll be a wintry mix here closer to the coast of the I-95 corridor, southeastern New England. Will be mostly rain here south of Boston, but this is going to be a big mess here, especially early in the day. Later in the day, by the drive home from work and school, this is 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday. We still have some pretty good snow going on in northern New England. And some cool breezes blowing behind this storm for sure. Looking ahead to Wednesday morning, most of the region should be dry, but then as we fast forward into Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night, watch out for another band of lake effect snow to roll in to the eastern Great Lakes. So your Tuesday weather shows plenty of snow, especially early in the day, including in our big cities. So be extra careful out there. Expect delays, whether you're hitting the airways or hitting the roads. Now, the snowfall forecast through Tuesday night calls for 1 to 3 inches in places like D.C.
Now, I'm going to go through this article a little bit. I thought he was going to, of course, I didn't look at the video. I read through the article. Well, some parts of the country were in for a reprieve Wednesday from blistering cold. Other areas were under wind chill advisories, and we are, or we have been for the past couple of days. Like I said, it is -7. I don't know if you can see that. -7. The real feel. It feels like that. So if it feels like that, isn't that what it is? I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I don't get this real feel thing. I went on a little rant at work yesterday about this. The real feel. No, they used to call it the wind chill. You know, that you know, if you factor in wind chill, it could be 7 degrees, but with the wind blows, of course, it makes it chillier. But now it's the real feel. No, the real feel is the wind chill, added in. I don't know why they changed that, changed everything. Widespread wind chill warnings and advisories were in place through Wednesday morning in the Pacific Northwest, Midwest, and South, where wind chills are expected to drop below zero again, according to the National Weather Service. In parts of Texas, Mr. Nanners was here, and I think he may still be here. And he is in Texas, so what's the weather like there, my friend? Because they're saying southern Texas and eastward are forecast to experience true warmth with highs in the 60s and 70s. What I wouldn't do for some of that weather. About 68 million Americans were under a winter weathery advisory, and snow droughts ended in New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. after 2 years. Over 10,000 flights were delayed or canceled on Tuesday. And of course, with this cold blistering, it's cold, is it, Mr. Nanners? With this cold weather, unfortunately for the elderly, and there's been a lot of deaths. 14 deaths over the last few days. 5 people in Oregon died of hypothermia, and 2 were killed by falling trees. You got to, be careful. We've had some power outages here, mainly from the wind. The wind has been a big factor here in the Midwest. And that's why we've kind of stayed in the negatives. So be careful out there. About 4 inches of snow fell in Washington, D.C. area, closing many businesses, offices, and schools. But they say the deep freeze is just beginning. Got a lot of we have 197,000 households across the country early Wednesday morning were without power across the U.S. according to a database. maintained by USA Today. Most outages, 85,000, were reported in Oregon. In Texas, 22,000 utility customers had no power. A lot of classes, a lot of everything being canceled. This is something I don't think that I mean, we're really getting hit now here in the Midwest. Last year, I should say, we got as low as 30 below zero, right around December, right around Christmas, I believe it was, or maybe a little after, I'm not sure. But it was between November and January. We got down to like 20, 30 below. It was fucking unreal. It was so cold. I mean, you couldn't be outside very long. I unfortunately did walk a little bit out in it, not far, but man, that wind hits your legs, hits your thighs while you're walking, and it just completely friggin' numbs you. It's just it hurts. It's crazy. So stay warm out there, and be safe. Hopefully, this doesn't last too long. Hopefully, you're not without power. But hey, let's get into a few. Good morning, Reverend Wild Bill. How are you today, sir? Hope you're staying warm. I forgot exactly where you call home, but I'm sure it's probably cold wherever you're at. It's probably cold. So stay warm. Got a few articles to get into. Some 25 in Atlanta. Yeah. As I was showing earlier, it is like about 10 degrees here. And factoring in let's give it a little refresh and see if we got any warmer. We did. Look at that. Now it's where am I at? Now it's 12. And feels like 5 degrees. So we're almost up to our high. 13 more degrees to go, and we're at our high for today, which is 25. So yeah, stay warm. Speaking of down south, of course, I have some crazy articles I think that we can all get a laugh about. You can go tell some of your friends about some of these. A man in Alabama, in Leeds, Alabama, a man crashed his car outside of a Bass Pro Shop, or in Alabama, yeah, stripped down to his birthday suit and plunged into a giant aquarium inside the store. Apparently, I mean, this guy has to be on something. I did read through the article for once, but this guy crashes his car. Hair in my mouth. Guy crashes his car, just decides that he's going to get out of the car. It wasn't bad enough that he crashed the car. He crashes the car. It's like, oh, well, I'm in for it. I'm just going to get out of the car. I'm going to strip down to, my birthday suit. And I'm going to go jump in an aquarium in a Bass Pro Shop. Who does that? Who thinks about that? 42-year-old Alabama man did a cannonball, in quotations, cannonball. Can you imagine that? Leap into the aquarium and then stood under a waterfall. He left the water to yell at two officers, then dove back in the aquarium. The man, I mean, I'm getting mental pictures here, and it's freaking funny to me. The man eventually climbed over the side of the aquarium and fell to the concrete floor below. Police then apprehended him. He faces several charges, including public lewdness, go figure, disorderly conduct, and criminal mischief. The man was in the water for about 5 minutes before officers arrived. So he was having a good old time. Cannonball. He was having a great time. I don't understand. They didn't say what he was on, but I'm gonna say he was definitely on something. See if maybe I missed it. No, doesn't say what exactly what he was on. So he had to be on something. For one, he crashed his car. Assault on the fish. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. And poor fish in there. Sounds like reefer madness. I ain't smoking none of that stuff. Um, yeah, it's nuts, man. I thought that was funny. And this is even worse. A Florida man, of course, we're going down to Florida. You know, they just are the epitome of crazy stories and just things going on. Florida man sues Dunkin' Donuts over injuries following toilet explosion. Now, when you see a headline like that, you have to look. Okay, guy sues Dunkin' Donuts over a toilet explosion. Customer has filed a negligence lawsuit against Dunkin', claiming he was injured by an exploding toilet at one of the coffee chain's local or locations in Central Florida. Paul Kerouac is seeking more than $100,000 in a lawsuit filed Wednesday in state court in Orlando, claiming he suffered, quote unquote, severe and long-term injuries following the explosion of the toilet in the men's room of a Dunkin' location in Winter Park, Florida. And this happened actually a year ago. This article came out the 5th, just a few weeks ago. But this actual incident happened a year ago. After the explosion left Kerouac covered in human feces, urine, and debris, he walked out of the men's room seeking help from workers and the store managers, according to the lawsuit. An employee told him that they were aware of the quote-unquote problem with the toilet since there had been previous incidents, the lawsuit says, without diving into further details about the explosion. So they knew. They know. You would think you would think that it was Taco Bell or Taco Hell, as you very appropriately called it there, Reverend Bill. And it wasn't. Of course, you would think, yes, this is something that he did. No, this toilet had apparently been backed up. I don't know what causes a toilet to explode. That's what's got me. When contacted Thursday by email for more details on his injuries, his attorney, Scott Spradley, said he was tied up and couldn't answer the questions until the following day. The Canton, Massachusetts-based company did not immediately respond to an email seeking a comment. The lawsuit states Kerouac suffered bodily injury, and he has required mental health care and counseling since the incident. Now, look, I don't know about it. I mean, mental health. I mean, did this exploding toilet, did that cause he absolutely that lawsuit, he won that. They recognized the problem was there. So you can't get away from that. But mental health care, really? Did it affect you that bad? PTSD? Is that what you got? You know, from a toilet exploding? I don't see that. I don't know. What where mental health could probably be beneficial would again be down at a Florida restaurant where a man was arrested after allegedly It's funny how they say that. Allegedly, because you either are or you aren't, molesting a manatee statue at a Florida restaurant. Can you imagine that? His life was ruined. It's all downhill from there. Yeah, that would scar me from using any public toilets. I get that, but I mean, is it really? It's crazy. Just crazy. It's madness. Going out to the east, the Pittsburgh man is facing a disorderly intoxication charge while he was in Florida after he allegedly molested a manatee statue at a St. Petersburg restaurant. Imagine sitting there. Here comes the waiter. Can I get you guys anything else? No, I think we're good. Thanks. What you could do was pull the blinds down because that dude is rubbing his junk all over a manatee statue. What a way to enjoy. Oh, and he also tossed gator nuggets. Sure what gator nuggets are. Maybe gator meat in the form of like chicken nuggets. Tossed gator nuggets into the establishment from the parking lot, according to one of the news stations down there in Orlando Fox. Anthony Lessa, 23, was arrested last week in connection with the alleged incidents, which happened at two separate businesses. So this guy is going all over the place. Authorities arrived at the scene after getting a call from Rick Reef's restaurant on St. Pete Beach that an intoxicated person was causing a disturbance. According to NBC Miami, good old Anthony, allegedly got angry after restaurant employees told him he had already paid his bill and it was time for him to go. Once outside, he allegedly molested a plastic manatee located in the restaurant's parking lot, which prompted another request from an employee that he leave. Officials say that Anthony got physically aggressive with the employee and that he allegedly started tossing gator nuggets, that is deep fried pieces of alligator meat, into Rick Reef's dining room. Good morning, Ruby Slippers. So he decided he's just going to start throwing food at this place. Gator nuggets. I just think that's funny. I'm going to keep saying gator nuggets. It's just fun to say. He allegedly ran away towards his hotel, the Postcard Inn on the beach. But what happened next wasn't exactly a pretty picture. The hotel manager told police that Anthony was acting disorderly and screaming obscenities at the person working the front desk. This guy's got some issues. That's where I say this is where some mental health could be beneficial. Not because a toilet exploded and you got poop all over you. And maybe some, scrapes and bumps and bruises. I don't know if that's like therapy worthy. Yeah, you may have a little, weird feeling about going into public restrooms. Yeah, I get that. According to the affidavit obtained by WOFL, the manager attempted to de-escalate things by escorting Anthony to his room, but he refused to say which one it was. Anthony was removed from the hotel, but he allegedly lingered in the parking lot, still shouting obscenities. Deputies said his actions caused traffic to back up and led to disturbing of the peace of several other guests waiting for rides. Deputies arrested him. He smelled of alcohol. His pupils were dilated in a bright environment. So he's probably, he was on some meth or some coke or something. His short-term memory wasn't so good either. Authorities said Anthony kept asking why he was being arrested, even after they told him. Well, okay, you're throwing. They probably could smell him. Yeah, no doubt. Well, okay, you're being belligerent. You were asked to leave. You already paid your bill. You were asked to leave. You didn't leave. You got pissed. You threw gator nuggets into the restaurant, into the dining room. And they had to tell him everything that he did. You know, you were screaming at people and whatnot. After deputies were patting Anthony down, they found a little something extra in his pocket. More gator nuggets, which prompted an exchange. Oh, my goodness. There's a video. Oh, we are watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Let me get this up right quick. This is going to be fun. I didn't even realize there was a video. Let's get this party started. Here we go.
You have anything on you I need to know about? Unauthorized drugs? Anything on you? No, I'm going to. So,
Please chill. What am I being arrested for?
I
already told
just
you.
told
Please
you.
call my lawyer. Please call my lawyer.
Is that? Oh, that was the crap that you were throwing in the other restaurant.
Nuggets? Yeah. Gator nuggets? Shark bites?
Can you face that way, please?
All right, get in the car.
What am I being arrested for?
I'm not going to repeat myself for it.
What are my charges, please? Can I get my charges or no?
I thought it was like cork.
I thought so.
I'm like, why does he have cork in his pocket?
What am I being arrested for? Well, we found gator nuggets in your pocket. You were throwing them at people. What a waste of good gator nuggets. I agree. What? What are you doing? Are you? Somebody, you can just leave that open. We got guests coming on. What in the world? Don't sit on the snake. My chair. Oh. Well, we're rearranging here. Mrs. Dred is going to make an appearance. Well, not on camera. Maybe. No. What do we know about our furnace? What's happening? All right. Great. Now we got the dogs playing in here. Should have got rid of the evidence. The gator nuggets. Yeah. What, me? Good morning, Mrs. Dress.
Good morning.
It's been a wild and crazy morning.
It's been something.
It's been something. It's -7
Here?
outside. Yeah.
Holy
10
crap.
10 degrees, -7.
With the wind chill?
Yeah, or the real feel. But yeah. So was just what do we know about furnaces? They're supposed to get hot.
Yeah, they're supposed to heat your house.
You're supposed to heat your house, and ours shit the bed for some strange reason. 2 days ago. So of course all this Arctic weather moves in, and bam, there you go.
Yep.
Sitting cold.
Sitting chilly.
We're chilling.
Yeah.
In a very literal sense. We're chilling. Well, while you're here, you can join in on this one. Here's a felony case. No longer a pain for doctors. Which I don't even understand what that means. Woman busted for striking ex with soggy bread.
And it's a felony?
Apparently.
Oh my goodness.
Probably
deserved it.
Yeah. She was the prosecutors have declined to pursue a felony case. So they're not even going to pursue it against a doctor who was arrested for striking her ex-husband with a handful of bread slices that she soaked with water before throwing them at the 70-year-old victim.
That'd be more gross than it would hurt.
You know, I mean, I get it. I mean, I would do it just out of fun, you know, but like in an argument, I mean, was you trying to hurt this guy? Heather Neely, 58, was arrested last month following an altercation inside a St. Petersburg, Florida residence. Go figure. Neely, a licensed psychiatrist, was charged with battery on a person 65 years or older. I was going to say that when, hey, take your bottle out there. When I mentioned that she was 70, it's a 3rd-degree felony.
Wow.
That's straight, battery on a person 65 or older. So here in about 14 years, you put your hands on me, that's a felony. I'm gonna go around at 65 years old. I'll be the one
You go
starting
around
shit.
pissing off people.
I'm gonna go around pissing people off. You put your hands on me, it's a felony. Go ahead, try it. Well, Bill says, is that her way of calling him Melvin Milquetoast? Throwing anything is a felony because question on anything. Not sure if I understand or if I'm just reading it right. But wet toast. Wet bread, soggy bread.
That's gross.
That is. That's more
just gross.
That's more gross than anything. Cops reported that the victim said he was arguing with Neely when she grabbed a handful of bread from the loaf, wet the bread in the kitchen sink, and hit him with the soggy slices.
Wow.
Deputies arrived at the house in response to a 911 call from the man. The front of his shirt was wet, with several pieces of bread stuck to the shirt. After Neely, after being read her rights, Neely reported stating that nothing happened between her and the victim, but she could not explain the wet bread in the garbage can of the kitchen. We have a little Tasmanian devil, and you can probably hear. Oh, there you go. Neely, you just have to deal with it, I guess, folks. Neely and the man divorced about 8 years ago, but lived together in the home, which Neely purchased after they split.
Wow.
Wow is right. Let's see. I think there's a little more to this. Following her caller, a judge ordered Neely have no contact with the victim and to surrender any firearms. You can't be trusted with bread. You damn sure ain't gonna be trusted with a piece.
Right.
Or ammunition, or firearms, weapons, or
Well,
ammunition.
if she had a gun and she just smacked him with bread, it really says something. That
No, it does. Well, I mean, and she is a psychiatrist, so those people can be kind of weird.
my dad made my mom mad one time, and she threw a pork chop sandwich at him.
Well, she better be lucky he wasn't over 65 at the time.
You got that right.
Let's see. Neely, who pled not guilty to battery charge, was also to be outfitted with a continuous alcohol monitor. So she's got a little bit of the drinking problem going on here. She gets a little tipsy because, I've thrown shit. I've been drinking, throw shit. It may be food. It may be something crazy, And I can see her. She looks like a gin person just by looking at her. She looks like she likes the gin. Getting, throwing a few back, getting tanked, and getting pissed off, and just having bread there. I mean, that was the only thing available at the time, apparently.
I guess.
Neely was released on her own recognizance. And after After the December 9th confrontation, learned this week the state's attorney had concluded that the facts and the circumstances of the matter do not warrant prosecution at this time. So
the charge is going to be dropped?
The charges are dropped. They say there's the facts of the case. They're not going to pursue a felony charge over wet bread.
I would hope not.
I would really hope not, too. Who would have thought that dogs could cause so much havoc? And I'm not even talking about ours, but ours do fall probably into this category. God, they're going nuts over here. Ruby says staying together after divorce is enough for an asylum, in my opinion. Yeah. While Bill says, I'm 69. It's been fun the last 4 years. Exactly. Exactly. You know where I'm going. Loaded loaf. She had a semi-automatic loaf of Wonder Bread. Why are you in prison? Assault with Wonder Bread.
Did you imagine having to tell somebody that?
Oh, my man.
I smacked somebody with bread.
I know, right? I mean, yeah, I'm doing,
time.
20 years for smacking somebody.
20 to life.
20 to life, yeah. Unreal. But speaking of dogs, I thought this was kind of funny. This just came out again the beginning of January this year. In Houston, there were a pair of stray dogs. Stray dogs, stray cats. And not Brian Setzer's stray cats either. There wasn't no stray cat strut going on here. These dogs, of course, being stray dogs, because we have obviously 2 dogs that you could probably hear, and we got a couple cats. And they get along, they play. Sometimes they annoy each other, just like, siblings would, But they don't like do what these dogs. It's a different mindset, is what I'm saying. When you have
right.
Dogs that live with you versus stray dogs. These stray dogs see these stray cats. Well, off they go. But they ran into a Houston car dealership under a fence, chasing these cats who had been hiding underneath the cars. A pair of strays landed in the doghouse after being caught on video, causing more than $250,000. 2 dogs. To cars. One dog, described as a bull terrier mix, was captured in early December, and the second, whose breed was not immediately known, was caught December 31st. Both dogs are being held by the Houston Animal Control Shelter.
They're in jail.
In the doghouse. The dogs were captured on surveillance video, scratching the paint and tearing the bumpers off vehicles. In the lot at G Motors, according to the dealership's finance manager. They caused an estimated $350,000
insane
worth of damage. 2 little dogs.
Pretty sure they weren't little dogs.
Well, probably not. They're tearing fucking bumpers off. I don't know how big a bull terrier mix would be.
That's a pit bull.
It's like a pit bull?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. The guy went on TV. This guy, he told television, I just want all my customers to know, you're going to take them in the, just want all my customers to know that everything is taken care of. And What in the world? I heard beeping going on here. Oh, well, look who it is. Well, good morning.
Hey, I'm gonna apologize ahead of time for the noise because I do have two kids in the room with me, but I didn't want to leave you hanging.
Oh, no worries. Bull Terrier is a small to medium-sized dog. Yeah, $350,000 worth of damage in a car dealership.
Ooh.
By two dogs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, one was a Bull Terrier mix. That was the article that I was just going over. Chasing stray cats, ran under a fence. Bam! They started chewing the bumpers off of cars.
Wow.
Scratching the paint and chewing the bumpers. Video surveillance. They finally caught these little heathens. Nuts.
So what
how
I
are
missed?
you? Are you? What's that?
I said, did I miss anything good? I finally found my glasses, by the way.
Oh,
in
okay.
the same place I've looked 800 times the last couple months. I've been blind for absolutely no reason, apparently.
All right. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean that happens. That happens. Bill said you have to remember how well cars are not built. Yeah, or not. Are you keeping warm? It is like -7 here. What is the?
Wow.
Yeah, it's like 10. It was like 10 degrees, 12 degrees. I'm sorry, it did get a little warmer. It's like 12 degrees, and then with the wind chill, it was it's right around -5 now, I think. So, how's the weather there in PA? I'm sure you guys are pretty cold. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 degrees. I don't know about with the wind chill. Sorry, I have a child popping in.
Hi.
With the wind chill, it's probably, I would say, below zero. It's pretty cold this morning. This is what I was worried about. I apologize. But
Hey,
we
no
definitely
worries.
don't mind my dirty window because this is my pellet stove window. But we have oh, can you see it? All the snow out there. We have a lot of snow still. So
Wow.
yeah, that's my pellet stove window. It needs cleaned off, so everything kind of goes out that window, and it's kind of a crazy looking window. But yeah, we have a lot of snow, and we got probably 6 or 7 inches, and then we're supposed to get more again Thursday night into Friday. They're calling for anywhere from 2 to 8. So, and this is cold as it is. It's not going to melt. So
we're forecasted to have, I think, some snow on Friday.
Okay.
And I from what I hear, this is just the beginning. That this is just the first wave. There's like 2 systems brewing. They even named them. I can't remember the names. I remember reading they had names, and one's moving through, and then another. I did talk about this in the very beginning. 68 million people have been affected by this weather. There's been 14 deaths, 5 of them hypothermia. Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, when you get these severe weather, severe cold, we had a lot of people with power outages here here in Ohio. What is this global warming they speak of? I don't know. Because we could sure use some here. Hey, I don't wish anything bad on polar bears, but I'm pretty sure they're fine right now. Can we just have like 70, 80 degree weather again now?
Those fuckers are scary anyway. They're terrifying.
Yeah, they are really.
Don't
let the Coca-Cola commercials fool you.
Right. They are the only animal on the face of the earth that actually sees us as a food source. So it's not like, oh, I'm just going to attack you because you scared me, or I don't want you to hurt me first. They actually view us as a food source. Yes. So they are scary. They're terrifying.
Oh, okay. Fuck polar bears then.
And if you look them up, or because there was a woman last year, sorry, I know I'm probably getting off topic, but there was a woman last year in Alaska that got mauled to death carrying her baby outside of a school. And they had to shut down the school and close all the windows because they couldn't do anything to help her. No one had a gun. And apparently what they say is like the chances of survival against a polar bear are so slim, pretty much just lay there because unless you have a gun, there's nothing you can really do.
Wow. How
and
fast do they run? How
I don't
fast can they run?
remember. I know it's pretty fast though. I mean, they are the ultimate predator when it comes to animals. So I
Who
did a
would
lot
have
of
thought
research
that?
after
Yeah.
that, and I was like, holy hell, I had no idea how scary they were. And I watched these videos of people in like those cages, like trying to research them and watching them chew on these cages, almost breaking the glass, trying to eat these people, and not out of fear, but because that was a food source for them. And I was like, there's no way in hell I would not be one of those people.
I'm so glad you popped in because that's a
Yeah.
fun little fact. I never
Yeah.
knew that polar bears were like that. They were the only animal. Are there more
That I'm
animals
aware
that
of.
see us as a food source?
Yep.
They're the only ones that do that.
As far as I know, that's what I was reading last year when I did the research. Because, like I said, it kind of caught my attention when I saw that story. And it's not overly common that they're out here eating people, because in the areas that they are, it's not a highly populated area.
Right. Yeah.
But if they have the opportunity, yes, apparently they will kill you as a food source and view you as a food source.
Yeah, well, Bill says polar bears will actually hunt man down and kill for fun.
Yeah.
They can run up to 20 miles an hour, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
he says.
I know it's pretty quick, and their strength is like unmeasurable compared to other bears. They're apparently supposed to be. Can you hear them in the background? I apologize.
Yeah, it's
I was
fine.
hoping it. But yeah, apparently their strength is even much higher than like the typical bears we see,
Like a
in our
black
areas,
bear
like
or
black
something?
bears.
Because I heard that, black bear, brown bears, black bears are pretty bad,
Yeah, and they're huge too. If you look at the size comparison charts, like the size difference is massive. I don't know if you can like pull that up, but I apologize.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
you're fine.
It's okay. I'll help you in a second, okay? Sorry. This is what I was worried about.
No, you're good. No
Crazy mama
worries.
4 in the house. But yeah, if you look it up, they like tower over the typical bear we would see here. I think the grizzlies are like the closest thing to them, but even then they're much larger, or a good bit larger.
Wow, was a grizzly bear running 35 miles an hour?
Yeah. That's
How about
scary.
gators eat human hummus?
Yeah, so gators, obviously, anything is going to be an opportunistic eater that's like a carnivore if they have the opportunity, but they don't view us as a food source. Generally, they're going to run before they attack unless they feel cornered. Where a polar
Right.
bear, if they see you, they're actually going to attempt to eat you if they're hungry, just because you're there. There's no fear when it comes to humans with them.
Shut that door. No, they go in that room. That bedroom. Yes, all of them in there. There we go. So we got the furnace guy coming over, so we're just trying to get the animals up, and
I understand.
Put them in the bedroom. So see, we don't care.
The animals up too, but they don't really listen, as you can tell. These animals are quite crazy.
Now, Reverend Bill said the only bear stronger than a polar bear is a Kodiak bear.
Which they're not around anymore, correct? I don't think there are any. I think that's more of a prehistoric bear, because they were, I think, the only thing larger than a polar bear as well.
Mm-hmm. Polar bear is stronger than a grizzly and bigger. You say Kodiak is between grizzly and polar. Well, getting some bear knowledge. Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I was scared after watching videos and researching them. I was like,
whoops.
because everybody thinks they're cute, because you think of like the Coke commercials.
The Coca-Cola commercial, Santa Claus is polar bears in the North Pole, and they, Santa Claus and all that. No, these motherfuckers see you as a meal.
Yep, exactly.
And it's funny that, I mean, maybe this is common knowledge. It's just new to me. I don't know. I've never seen, I never heard, but, a lot of people are thinking that, great whites are man eaters, and they're not.
No, yeah.
Yeah, they don't, Jaws made everybody terrified of, being in the water. And
now, orcas, on the other hand, I don't think I'd want to swim with an orca. They're kind of scary.
No, I believe there was a movie called Orca.
Probably.
In the 80s, it was similar to like a Jaws thing. Reverend Bill says Kodiaks are very much alive. They even
Oh,
have
okay.
their own island, Kodiak Island, and yes, they still live to this day.
So what is the prehistoric bear that I'm thinking of then? Because I remember they recently
Yogi?
found there's a really large prehistoric bear that was larger, like a little bit larger than the polar bear, and I can't think of the name of it, so I guess I misquoted it, but it is massive too, and but it doesn't exist anymore. And I know they recently found another like skull of one, I think, or this one might have been not bone. I can't remember. I'd have to research it again. But that one was like even scarier, much larger. But they said
Yeah,
this it
yeah,
wasn't even a
probably,
danger.
I got some like really bad phobias, with certain, animals. Snakes and spiders are two of them. That absolutely tear me. Yeah, the movie was named Orca. Okay, right. Yeah, I thought I had seen that before.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of really sad stuff with orcas. I don't know why I can't think of his name. Uh, oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Tilikum was the one that he killed like 3 or 4 people. And a lot of those movies that they started to make were based off of him. But the sad part is, it's not that he wanted to be mean. They just kind of kept him in a really tiny area. They took him from his mom when he was a baby. And a lot of people don't realize that those guys actually have real family groups. So when you take a baby from the orca mom, she will mourn the death of that baby and continue to look for him for the rest of her life. So it's super sad. And
Yeah.
they are actually more intelligent and have more emotions. They found that out scientifically than we do as humans. So you're pretty much torturing them when you keep them in a little tank. And so he took it out on people and he shredded some people. There was a
Well,
homeless
I don't
guy.
blame him.
Yeah, there was a homeless guy that climbed in his tank one time and he ripped his testicles off and paraded him around the tank. Yeah, so they can be pretty vicious. That's one I would not want to mess with. But yeah,
No.
that's another
Well,
thing
I
to look
mean, yeah,
into.
you take it, it's sad. I went to the zoo with my grandson, and I think it was for his birthday. They just had to do it on a different day to get everybody's schedules together. So we all went, and I just kept thinking, man, like, what are these fucking animals thinking?
Yeah.
And it was kind of like it was quite sad, and it's like, man, these motherfuckers can't be thinking that this is, home. I mean, it's I don't know. It's kind of sad. But I had no the only bear that I trust is Yogi. And I don't even trust picnic baskets around him.
I was
So
gonna say he'll share a picnic basket with you.
no. No. Yeah, the only bear I trust has a friend named Boo Boo. Hey there, Boo Boo. That
Yeah,
was my best Yogi.
Blackwater is like a really, if you want like a cool documentary to watch about orcas and just how intelligent they are and how much like humans have destroyed and made Tilikum into this monster, because he's like kind of one of the more famous orcas you'll hear about. You realize why they end up the way that they do. That's a really interesting
So it's
documentary to
it's
check out.
almost like a synthetic anger. It's a man-made,
Yeah.
anger issues that cause them to attack man, and
Yep.
they're doing it because they feel attacked,
Yep.
but they're not so much like, polar bears out hunting you.
Oh yeah, no.
Unless, because in the movie, as Wild Bill, because it's starting to come back to me now. I mean, I must have been about 7, 8 years old or something. In the movie, the man killed his mate, and
That would make sense.
only takes on mate for life. So the male orca hunted him down for revenge.
Yeah.
Now,
And
I
that's why
know
they
that,
call them
like,
killer whales, because of that,
right.
because of this like stigma around them, when in reality they're not generally aggressive towards humans. It's just because we pretty much caused a mental health issue with them,
Yeah.
just like humans would develop because of our emotional attachments. You're developing these attachment issues because they're constantly yearning for that relationship again that they've lost, like the same way we mourn people. So yeah,
Right.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is pretty wild. You know, how we affect humans, because we talk a lot about, and how dogs and domesticated animals help us.
Hmm.
We kind of don't return the favor to other animals, not even thinking that, this whale has feelings.
Yep.
That's weird. This orca has feelings. This, animal, has feelings, and you take them away from, their mom or whatever, they're going to get pissed off. They're going to feel depression. They're going to feel these things, and it's crazy. My daughter's cat is on antidepressants.
I believe it. And
Yeah.
dogs can get PTSD as well. We actually we had a dog, Carlos and I had a dog with PTSD. I used to work at a shelter years ago, and he had come in and he was actually chained to a tree in Gunpowder back in Maryland. And they don't know how long he was actually there. And he was so skinny. I don't know that I've maybe seen 2 or 3 other cases worse than his. That's how skinny he was. Like, he did
That's
not
so
look
sad.
like what you picture, like the Jewish in like the Holocaust, how they looked
Right.
walking around,
Yeah.
how it
Yeah.
looked
Seeing the
like
ribs and everything. Yeah.
that is what he looked like as a dog. Like, he had no like butt muscle or anything left. Like, his head was sunk in. And so we took him in, and he looked amazing later on, but he had PTSD. So what would happen was, like, he would be the sweetest dog to you 1 minute, and like he never did it towards us, but it would be like random people. So like he would lick you 1 minute and then he would bite the next. So like just something would snap for that split second, and people don't realize that they have PTSD just like humans. So we went to the vet and we explained to them what was going on, and he is the one that opened our eyes to that. And I said, I would have never even thought about, a dog having PTSD. I knew they had emotions and I know they
Sure.
feel,
Yeah.
but PTSD wasn't something that crossed my mind until it was brought to me by a professional. And I was like, wow, that would make sense. He doesn't know how to trust. He has attachment issues, just like
Yeah.
anyone else would after being abandoned and starved. So it's sad. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. And you're right, Ruby. Humans need to be more humane, not just towards animal, but towards each other.
Yep.
It is, and I know that sounds, cliche, maybe very, hippie like or whatever, but man, we're not on this ride very long. I mean, none of us know when we're going to go. Could hang up this show and, God forbid, it could be done with this show, and 10 minutes after the show, I have a heart attack. I mean,
Don't
you
do
just
that to
never
us.
know. I mean, yeah, I don't want to jinx myself, but that's just how quick it can happen. And so, I know it sounds all blah blah, love everyone. No, you don't have to love everyone. There's people I can't stand. I'm
Yep.
not saying that, but you can be nice to everyone you come in contact with. Smile, say hello, open a door for somebody, little things like that. I'm not saying you got to, be best friends with everybody. But yeah, I mean, it's some fucking weird times going on, man. He talks about the guy doing a cannonball in the Bass Pro Shop, wrecked his car, decided to strip down naked and run and jump in an aquarium tank. He was in there for like 5 minutes before before he was finally arrested. And then, of course, the Dunkin' Donuts lawsuit from an exploding toilet. I don't know what causes a toilet to explode. I don't know how bad your underground septic system has to be for the toilet to explode, but it exploded, and poop and pee and all kinds of junk flew
I'm
all
so
over the
sorry
sky.
to do this to you, but now I have my own episode of Pee. My child just had an accident all over floor, so I tried to join you. I apologize. But
Oh, no worries. I'm getting ready to say goodbye anyway. But thank you for hopping on, Kelly. We'll talk soon, dear.
I'll see you for Trill Crime in a little bit.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. She got her hands full, ladies and gentlemen. What a crazy morning. Hopefully I get some heat here coming up soon. But yes, those are some of the stories you missed. Exploding toilet and Dunkin' Donuts brings about a lawsuit. Man strips down naked, jumps into the aquarium at Bass Pro Shop. 2 stray dogs caused $350,000 damage to cars by scratching the paint, chewing the bumpers off. What else did we talk about? That's probably all weather. Stay warm out there. Stay warm. Enjoy the rest of your hump day. I want to thank you guys. Thank you, Wild Bill. Yes, we hope to remedy this issue. Thank you for stopping in. It's time for me to get the hell up out of here. I got some things to do. Prepare for another show. Got full shows, 3 shows today. True Crime, 1 o'clock. Talking about Karen Reed and Officer John O'Keefe. John O'Keefe was found in the front yard of a fellow Boston police officer's house. Karen Reed says it's police corruption, police cover up, protecting one of their own. Of course, there's another side to it. We're gonna dive into that at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you can join us right here on our YouTube channel, we would appreciate it. Join in on the fun. If you don't know about this case, it's going on right now. It's an interesting one. So we hope to see you there. You guys stay warm. Have a wonderful hump day. We'll see you next week. We will be changing times up. We don't know the exact time yet, but we're gonna start doing that True Crime show in the evening. So we'll try to hash out the details and tell you all about it this at 1 p.m. today. True Crime. Have a great hump day, guys. Thank you.